the slope m of a line containing 2 points with coordinates x1, y1, and x2, y2 is given by the formula m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, where these two numbers cannot equal each other. So x1 cannot equal x2. It can also be expressed as m equals the change of y over the change of x, or rise over run. So the first example, find the slope of each line in the graph at the right. So line P, so this is line P right here. Line P has points of -2, -2, and 1, 2. Okay, so to find the slope m, it's the change in our y's. So I'm going to go ahead and say that this is x1, y1, and x2, y2. So 2 minus -2 all over 1 minus -2. So that double negative will say 2 plus 2 and 1 plus 2 over 4 over 3. Line Q has points of -3, 2, and 2, 0. Okay, so x1, y1, and x2, y2. So my slope there would be 0 minus 2 all over 2 minus -3, which ends up being -2 over 5. Example 2, determine the slope of the line that contains the given points. So going through and finding the slope. Again, if it helps, go ahead and label your points with x1, y1, x2, y2, and then when you plug them into the equation, you can see it's -5 minus -3 all over 3 minus -2, which ends up being -2 over 5. Number 2, again, let's go ahead and say that is 3 minus -2 all over -6 minus 1. So 5 over -7. And then our last one. So m is equal to 6 minus 2 over -1 minus -1. That would be 4 over 0. You cannot have a 0 in the denominator, so technically this slope is undefined. You cannot divide by a 0. Okay, so slopes of parallel and perpendicular lines. Parallel lines have the same slope. So here, example, if A is parallel to B and the slope of line A is -5 over 2, then the slope of line B is -5 over 2. Perpendicular lines have slopes that are opposite reciprocals. Okay, so the sign changes. So one should be negative, one should be positive, and the fraction flips. So here, if A is perpendicular to B and the slope of line A is -5 over 2, then the slope of line B, flip it, and since it's already negative, it comes positive. So it would be 2 over 5. Example 4, determine whether A, B, and C, D are parallel, perpendicular, or neither. Okay, so let's go ahead and find the slope of AB. So A is at -1, -1. B is at 2, 5. Let's go ahead and find the slope of that. So y2 minus y1, so 5 minus -1, all over 2 minus -1. So that would be 6. You can always plug this right into your calculator. 6 over 3, which is 2. And then C has coordinates of 1, 2. D has coordinates of 5, 4. So 4 minus 2 all over 5 minus 1. So that would be 2 over 4, or 1/2. Okay, so we have a slope of 2 and we have a slope of 1/2. Remember, they're not the same slopes, so they're not parallel, but perpendicular slopes are opposite reciprocals. These are both positive, meaning they are neither. They're neither. All right, this last example. If EF is parallel to line GH, what is the coordinate point of H? Let's go ahead and find the slope of E and F. So first, the slope of E is -4, 7. F is -2, 10. So the slope here would be 10 minus 7 all over -2 minus -4. So 3 over 2. Now we have to find the slope, or we have to find the y coordinate of point H, but we know the slope. So the slope needs, so G is at 1, 3. H is at 5, y. We know the slope. The slope needs to be 3 over 2. And then calculate your slope. So y minus 3 all over 5 minus 1. Okay, so then we'll have 3 over 2 is equal to y minus 3 all over 4. And then we can cross multiply. Okay, so 3 times 4 is 12 is equal to 2 times y minus 3. So 12 is equal to 2y minus 6. Add 6 to both sides. 18 is equal to 2y. Y is equal to 9. And that is your final answer.